Welcome to Monday Night TPK.
Hey, welcome back. This is Monday Night TPK. My name is Kyle, and you are listening to a 5th edition real play Dungeons and Dragons podcast. Thank you, Dana, for making sure I hit all of my marks.
Yep, no problem.
We are currently going through the Tomb of Annihilation, published by Wizards of the Coast, not a sponsor. Sitting around me at the table are 4 people who are probably getting really sick of this jungle that we've been in for the... We're recording this in the very end of September, and we've been going through this jungle basically since mid-December of last year.
Mm-hmm.
So we started recording.
Something like that.
Our first episodes came out in January, but we started recording in, I think, mid-December, right before Christmas. So we got a lot of jungle under our feet. Dana.
Yep.
How is Rixer liking the jungle life?
Oh, I mean, it's super exciting for him. He's used to different types of trees and defined trails. So, yeah, this is new and exciting, and he has friends instead of just random people to work with.
All right.
Yeah.
So his life has improved.
Oh, greatly. Yeah.
Awesome. Hey, Ryan.
Hey,
So, your character's in a bit of a different position compared to the rest of the team here,
Right.
in that they have been together now. Well, according to my calendar, they've been together for about 2 or 3 weeks. But yeah,
A year.
but we're
playing.
pushing a year in game terms. How is Ruvain taking to the jungle life?
Oh, so far it's been an experience. Not a lot of experience. We're still level 3, but it's been an experience.
Did I give you guys XP for?
You did not?
You were going to, and we were already packed up.
Yeah.
I will, after this session, give you XP for that plus anything that may or may not happen today. Because let's face it, even with whatever happens today, you're not going to hit level 4. Sorry.
No. We're not even to 20.
How much
We're
experience?
not even to 2,000 and it's like
2400.
24. Yeah.
27.
It's 27?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not even close.
You're at 17.
We're at 19.
19.
We're at
Okay.
19 right
So you're
now.
less than 10,000 away.
Still, that's a lot of XP.
Yeah. Sorry, Ryan. I think I cut you off there.
No, that's all I had. Just wanted to get a little jab in.
All right. Groovy. Matt.
Yes.
Thank you, Dana. Dana just gave me a little half note card and draped it over my DM screen that says "Give us XP!" exclamation point.
Yes, it's a reminder for later.
Yeah. Oh, Sam's gonna add that. We'll get back to her later. Hey, Matt.
Yes.
How is Brielle liking the liking the jungle life?
Brielle doesn't mind it. She's been in and out of different forest stuff. She traveled through the, oh God, what's it called? The elf place. Wow, just
We're up.
now where you're going.
Evermeet?
No.
Yeah.
Dragalis?
No, that's my game.
I don't know. I'm just saying words.
I'm brain farting. The Feywilds.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, I can't believe I couldn't think of the name of that. She's been there, so there's a lot of forests and jungles and stuff in there as well. So
So she's got some experience.
she's got
with
experience with it, but
exotic forests.
she doesn't like this place that much because of how dangerous it is.
Sure.
She's already lost a person, which she's still upset about. Other than that,
It's also killer on her hair.
yeah, it wrecks her natural poof.
All right, cool.
it was prophesied by the great prophet Axel of the Rose. Welcome to the jungle. You're going to die.
All right. So update. After Dana gave me the Give Us XP note, Sam stole it and wrote please on there because Sam's very polite. But then Dana stole it again and wrote we demand it! Exclamation point.
Oh, there's still a
The
please
victor's
in
on
there.
strike.
Because Dana's not as polite as Sam is.
Not even close.
Alright, cool. Sam,
Yes.
Gilly is also living in the jungle.
Yes.
How's she liking it?
Gilly is kind of struggling here in the jungle. It's very hot all the time, and she's not handling that very well. Also, the whole idea of rationing food is not her favorite concept, but she's wrapping her head around it. Also, yeah, she thought like the streets and groups of bad guys and assassins and all of that stuff were dangerous until she met cannibals and dinosaurs and plants that could kill her. So, not a super fun time, but trying her best to make things work.
Alright. Sounds like she's at least attempting to stay positive. However well that may be going. Awesome. So... Oh, there it shows up. Alright, so Sam, last week you took some pretty great notes.
Sure did.
Do you mind sharing those notes with the rest of us?
Not at all. I'm just going to open up my note-taking device here. Well, last week, guys, that was episode 40, so that's pretty exciting for those of you who are counting along with us. And we stood in the daylight with our victory jug in hand at the foot of the statue.
Man, it feels like last place.
It was just past midday and it was hot outside. Shocker. Gilly took the jug and asked for water and then poured some out on the steps. So the jug filled with water. We found after some clarification that it was fresh water that poured out onto the cement. So then Brielle dumped the water all over herself. We decided to do a short rest at the camp. Brielle rifled through her pack to find a bunch of arrows with one arrow that was different, and we found it had a waka nut on it. She looked at the top we found earlier and saw that it spun on its own. She found a blue and gold pendant from the Goblin Queen again, and saw that Vorn was still etched on the back of it. Ravane saw the pendant and knew it was a Shield Guardian control amulet. And then Ravane explained exactly what that meant. Brielle handed the amulet to Gilly, and we decided to wait another hour for it to attune. Brielle continued to hand things to Ravane in order to identify all of the items. Gilly heard a voice, and then she told the voice to come here, and Gilly wanted to wait for the Shield Guardian to get here. Then there was the question, can a Shield Guardian fit into our party? There were talks about fitting him into the boat and all of those things. Walking beside the shore, all of those great things. Brielle went to inform Iku of what had been transpiring down in the camp as she was kind of hanging out on top of the statue watching for dangers. And Iku talked to Brielle about the basin that they could both see from the tippy-top of that statue. Brielle then convinced Gilly that it was time to go, as the Shield Guardian may take some time to reach us. We packed up and headed downriver. We went several hours downriver and found a place to camp as the sun began to set. And we made camp and started evening routines.
Great. That is really where you guys are at. Yeah, you have not yet crossed through the night, but night is upon you. I feel like you guys accomplished a lot of, I don't know, catch up in the last episode. You know, being able to go over stuff that you have found. You've been sitting on that control amulet now for several sessions without knowing what it was. I know Brielle had found that Wakana arrow like long time ago.
Forever ago.
Yeah.
Favorite food of a fozzie bear.
That was in the wagga wagga wagga. That was in like the first camp we found that was deserted or whatever, I think. And we like looted everything.
Yeah,
I think that's where it was at. That was forever ago.
That's pretty early on.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you guys plan to do tonight before going to bed? Anything else that stand out?
Gilly's gonna take a look at that jug again.
Sure.
Brielle had it last and kind of play with the maze that's on the jug.
Yeah. You can totally do that. Why don't you give me an intelligence check?
Gladly. Wow, dice.
I would like to just observe, watch out of curiosity, see what she's doing.
Yeah.
That's a 6.
So, you've done this enough that you're going to get some stuff for free. In particular, being able to find the starting point of the maze, especially with your background with having a book of Omoan mazes, right? Yes?
I just remembered, we have in the past added my history proficiency. I don't think it's going to matter at that point, but do you want me to do that for mazes going forward?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, it turns the 6 into an 8.
Actually, right now I was toying my head with giving you just a skill, which is proficiency with mazes.
I love
That'd
it.
be great.
And at the moment, let's do that. That's the
Okay.
thing you have now, especially with your background and your item.
Tool proficiency gaming set.
Yeah,
Maze.
but you have, right now you can add half your proficiency to it.
Oh, okay. Wow, I can't spell. So it's just intelligence plus half my proficiency?
Yeah,
Okay. So that'd be a 7.
which still isn't gonna
No.
fly. So yeah, so you're able to, because you have proficiency in mazes, especially Omoan mazes in particular, you can find the starting point, you can find the ending point, because they're kind of hidden in the scroll work around the maze edges.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not able to trace around this one. It seems to be particularly tricky.
Okay. Gilly's just gonna sit with that for a while until 10 minutes pass, and then I'd like to try the check again.
Sure. Go for it.
Okay. I didn't know if anybody else wanted to do anything for 10 minutes.
Brielle's just chilling.
Okay.
She's not, nothing. She's just kind of relaxing.
Yeah, buddy. 17, 18.
So you're able to, on the second time around, kind of learn from the mistakes you made the first time. And you're able to trace your fingers around the entire maze, and you're able to find your way to the end. And like you've discovered in the past, like if you're physically touching the jug, like that is a sort of a symbolism that kind of helps add to your maze solving ability, or at least the effect.
Mm-hmm.
When you do, you can feel the clay of the jug in your hands. It gets warm.
Mm.
At no point does it get uncomfortably warm. It doesn't get hot.
Okay.
But it does very, tactily get much warmer in your hands.
Interesting.
Does this have a visible cue or anything? Or
No,
okay.
it is just, and being clay, unless it's going to get super heated, it's not going to look any different at different temperatures.
I would say, while holding it, Gilly would go, toasty.
That sounds horrible. So warm.
Gilly will
Take
kind of,
off my pants.
oh no.
So, Rickster's no longer wearing pants.
Oh, no.
Okay, sorry. Continue, Sam.
That's fine. I just have to type that Rixer took off his pants.
You were warned about leeches.
Gilly will kind of shake the jug. Oh, the jug just makes noise. It'll slush.
It always sounds like there's liquid in it.
Okay. But knowing that it got dumped out entirely, Gilly will open the top and kind of look inside.
It doesn't look or appear different.
Oh. So it's still empty and nothing is in it.
Until someone does the command word to make something appear in it, it is empty. But when you shake it, it does sound and feel full.
Warm.
And the heat does dissipate after a minute or so.
Okay.
And it cools back off to its normal jungle temperature.
Huh. It's not warm anymore. Gilly will just go, water?
It doesn't say anything if that's what she's looking for.
Right, no. She'll just wait and hold and feel if it gets any heavier.
It doesn't. It has the same. It's the same tactile experience that you have been having.
Okay. I guess she'll open it again. Is it full now?
It's full of water. Yes.
Oh, okay. I guess get like a cup and pour out some of the water. What did we do last time? Was it a nature or a survival check to like test water? Because somehow we figured out that it was fresh water.
You tasted it. It got poured in your mouth and your face.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
I literally dumped it all over
Okay,
myself.
okay. Take out a little cup and then take a drink of the water.
Tastes like fresh water.
Huh.
Tastes disappointing.
Alright, it's just
What's
water.
the temperature? Is it just like same temperature as outside, or is it like cool water?
It's cool water.
Can I have some of that water?
Yeah. Gilly passes over the entire jug.
Okay.
Help yourself.
Rixer's gonna chug from it and then like dump the rest on him, like how Brielle did earlier, to cool off.
Yeah, it's refreshing.
Nice.
Feels great.
Especially when you're not wearing pants.
And here, you can have it back. It's empty though. I don't know how you filled it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I think each type can only be used so many times per dawn.
I thought it was once a day.
I think it is once a day.
It can't produce
It can
another
be
type of
filled.
liquid until the other liquid is completely drained.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
We may have used it wrong just now, but whatever. Oh wait, so it can produce more than one liquid per day.
Yeah.
Just not until the first one's emptied.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. So we're good.
Okay.
So if you fill it full of poison, you have to dump out all of the poison before you put something else in it.
Makes
That's
sense.
poison.
You don't.
Pretty sure that's it. Might want to double check that.
No, I remember reading it. That being the case.
Cusco's poison. Poison specifically made for Cusco.
Gilly will just say, water! Again.
There's water in it.
Yay! And pours another cup of water. Do you want some water? Ruben?
Your reaction when you solved that maze, something happened to that, didn't it?
It got warm. The clay got warm.
But other than that, there's been no difference?
And not as far as I can tell. I guess we'll figure out in the morning if I'm any different.
Roll Constitution save. I'm joking.
Okay.
I think for the rest of like the evening or whatever, Rixer's going to work on that carving of the chawinga.
Okay.
So,
And for what it's worth, once the jug starts producing a liquid, it can't produce a different one or more of the one that has reached its maximum until the next dawn.
Oh,
oops.
okay.
Whatever. You guys are just splashing around in it. It's not like it's
I mean, it's 40 gallons of water, isn't it?
fresh water, it's 8 gallons.
8 gallons.
You can have 12 gallons of salt water.
No, thank you.
It's enough salt already.
And it
Because
does
they're
not.
cooking potatoes.
It does not produce poison. Oh, it does. I'm sorry. It does. Half an ounce. I read that wrong.
I didn't realize that there was different amounts,
Yeah.
but that probably makes sense.
It says basic poison. It started with a B, so I overlooked it.
You start with the B.
You're a B.
Wow.
Ouch.
All right, guys. So if nothing else is on your agenda, eventually night falls, and it blankets you all, and you smother in its depths,
Bummer.
metaphorically speaking.
Oh.
Sam,
Yes.
over the course of the night, while Gilly sleeps,
Yes.
she has a dream.
Oh, I love dreams.
And in the dream are two of the creatures that you now have come to call Chewingas. The small little all black creatures with the white oval faces that have kind of like an ink blot for features. And in it, one of the Chewingas is carrying this alchemy jug that and it's comically larger because these creatures, stand not even quite 3 apples high, and the alchemy jug is about 1.5 times the size of a gallon of milk.
Okay.
So it's got this giant jug kind of like balanced on its chest and shoulder and neck and stuff in its hands. And the other Chewinga, they're walking up to each other, and the second Chewinga kind of looks dramatically to the side, and there's a snake, and the snake darts forward, bites the Chewinga, and then the snake slithers on, and the Chewinga does a very dramatic, like holding the wound and like looking at, like, you can see there's like poison dripping out of the wound, and very dramatically it clutches its chest and it falls over.
Oh no.
The Chewinga with the jug then sets it down and hurriedly traces the maze pattern on it
Okay.
before hopping up on top of it, uncorking it as it kind of like wrapped its legs around the mouth of this jug, and like scooting itself forward until finally it tips the jug forward, and it pours a liquid all over the Chewinga who'd been bit by a snake.
Oh.
And the snake-bitten Chewinga lays there for a moment as its snake wounds and slowly heal, and the venom from the snake's poison disappears and vanishes, and it gets up, dusts itself off,
No big deal.
and the dream fades.
Do I notice that the Chewinga tracing the maze on the jug says anything in before it needs to dump up the?
It doesn't say a word.
Interesting.
Do you need to do an insight check? Or do you think Gilly understands the meaning of this dream?
No, the water definitely healed the other Chewinga and removed the poison.
Okay.
Yeah. No. My wisdom is a +3,
Okay, cool.
and I'm proficient in insight. I'm pretty insightful.
I guess what I would have also forgotten to say is that, like, and then the sun rises afterwards, and then the scene fades.
Okay. One time a day.
Got it.
Got
Cool.
it.
Very good. Very good.
Okay.
So yes, curing the poison condition is not something this jug can normally do, but obviously if you trace the pattern, and you can administer an antidote.
That's pretty cool.
Neat.
So, do we just do watches as normal?
I'm assuming the whole night passes quietly, peacefully. Y'all get your beautiful 8 hours in.
Or 4 hours if you're enough.
Yeah, whatever.
Once Gilly awakes at morning breakfast, she'll share her dream.
Brickster will put his pants on for breakfast.
Oh, thank goodness.
Before breakfast?
Like, for breakfast. Like, specifically, like, oh, it's breakfast time? Pants, sit down, eat.
Just for breakfast time. Okay.
You shouldn't ever eat breakfast with no pants on.
Right? You might drop some hot bacon on you.
Yeah, dropping that hot bacon. So guys, what are we doing on this next beautiful, beautiful, actually hot, kind of drizzly morning?
I believe the plan was to pack up and head further downriver.
I think so.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
So morning routines, pack it up, head downriver. We are trying to get to the place with the, oh man, Sam's forgetting.
That's okay. It was only like 6-8 months ago when you guys started this leg of the journey.
The Oracle.
Yeah, that's where we're going.
Yes.
Oracle at Umbala.
Umbala. That's right.
Wasn't there something else that we were doing that's pretty much the same direction, or did we abandon that now?
We were following the wizard and the potential lizard for a while. We decided to forgo that.
Mm-hmm.
We wanted to go to the Oracle.
Oh, I thought that there was like a third thing, but maybe not. Or maybe it was just for a while.
The
when we
wizard,
were following
the wizard
wizard
slash
going that way?
lizard potentially were going in the same direction
Okay.
that the city where
Okay.
the Oracle
so that's
is
what I'm
at
thinking of.
was.
Okay.
So that might be what you're thinking.
Yeah, that's probably it then. Okay,
Because
cool.
I remember mentioning something that maybe if we got on river and they were still on foot, we could cut them off if they are going to that city.
Right.
Right.
So
I would have to look back in the notes and
Oh,
see if
that's
we
fine.
made a plan.
I think that was what I was remembering.
Yeah, all that sounds accurate. I think you guys are now, you had been kind of tracking these two people. Now you've gone back to basically with Iku leading you to Umbala. And she will tell you that at this point, especially if you stay on the canoe, you're only a couple days away.
Oh wow.
You're getting very, very close.
Wow.
So that morning, I'm assuming you guys are going to have Iku. If you guys remember, when you're doing your general travel through the jungle, when you're not tracking a person, one person needs to do a survival check in the morning to make sure you're able to continue properly following the right rivers and not getting off on a tributary or a side
Right.
stream or something, right?
Yeah.
Is Iku still the person you want to do that?
I do
I mean,
believe
logically
it was
makes sense, and she's our guide.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we've been doing is just having her.
I agree. Just, weird stuff happens. So, you load up your canoe. You have one canoe and 2 rowboats, is that correct?
Yes.
And I know your gear is split up between the canoe and the one rowboat. Is there anything in the third rowboat?
Do we want to split up between the rowboats, the
Not yet.
rowboats for now until the mechanical guy gets here? Why
So
can't
then-
I remember what it is? Shield
Guard.
Guardian. Good lord.
So everything's divided between the 3 instead of just 2 and then an empty one? Is that what you're suggesting, or?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I don't know if having an empty boat is gonna, especially if we tie everything together, if it's gonna do anything
Right.
like to throw us off kilter. But I think the river isn't super
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, but I think
It's very slow.
Yeah.
I think though that if something potentially happens, like being able to control all of the boats individually would probably be a really good idea. So, and Rixer could manage one on his own and then do 2 and 2.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, technically, each boat could have, no, never mind. Yeah, 2 and 2.
Yeah, because there's 5 of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my brain didn't want to math. Yeah.
Sometimes I forget about Iku, so.
Yes.
Ryan always forgets about Iku.
Mm-hmm.
So we're splitting everything 3 ways? Okay.
All right, you guys are able to load up the boats, the one canoe and the 2 rowboats, and head out the river. Because again, you are technically speaking rowing your way upstream. It's just, as I've said, the stream is very slow. Other than the light rain, the jungle seems very, very quiet. And you're able to put in a full day of travel without any kind of harassment, slowdowns, special visitors, attacks of any kind.
Or checks.
Or checks.
Nice.
Sweet.
You just get a free, full, uneventful day of travel.
Delightful.
Can we just rinse and repeat?
Is that what you guys want to do?
Yeah, go camp.
Mm-hmm.
Go camp, make sleep.
Okay, so you guys
Get up.
Yeah.
You guys make camp, and I mean, really nothing happens. Your night once again is calm and peaceful.
Can
It's too
I?
quiet.
Can Rickster finish his chewinga
Yes.
carving now? Okay. And then would there be any like animal fat, like from food or whatever that we've brought?
I don't think you're at this point eating a whole lot of.
Or like even just, we don't even have oil. I just like wanted something to kind of like put on the wood, the chewinga, to like protect it, and then Tulsa will kind of like make it look a little bit glossy even.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find some sort of animal fat from anything pretty easily,
Okay, cool,
and that wouldn't be too difficult to figure out.
cool. So I'll collect that and then like do that the next night.
Okay, you guys got a bunch of space and time behind you.
Mhm.
Still no sign of your new special friend, Gilly.
Oh, man.
Sorry about that. All right, so you guys are back on the river again after a nice productive day behind you. About midday, you guys start to smell just something gross.
I'm sure we all smell pretty gross at this point.
I mean, Rickster just took a bath like a day and a half ago.
Yeah.
Because it rained?
No,
No.
because of the water. Dumping the water.
Oh,
on
that's
the
right. I
garbage.
forget. Yeah.
And I totally have a bar of soap.
Nice.
Yeah, I
So,
could keep those pits clean.
yeah,
Like the rest of you is staying, but your armpits, those are
right.
eat off them.
Yeah, that's what you have to worry about the most whenever you're in work.
Your armpits stink.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys are beginning to smell just this really deep stink coming over the winds as they kind of blow down towards you.
Like rot stink, like burning stink.
Like rot, like sickness.
Okay.
Does it smell like poop?
Have we
A little bit,
have we smelled this smell before? We've dealt with undead things that were stinky.
I mean, they have a very similar kind of rotten smell to them, like rotting, decomposing flesh,
So like, or like meat, or even rotting animals.
rotting carcasses. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, really, it's a very similar smell.
Okay.
It's not something you're rolling saves for, like, was it the ghast or the ghouls who have that
The-
stink belch
The
thing?
ghast, I think.
You're not rolling saves for this, but it's very, very noticeable.
Gilly will ask if we're nearby, like a known active undead area.
You're going to ask that, I'm assuming, of Iku?
Yes.
Iku kind of like is going to tell you that not especially. We are, I mean, most of the jungle to the east is full of undead, but we are right on the edge of it. The river Shoshenstar, as we're on, almost serves as a barrier between the undead regions of the jungle and the less undead regions of the jungle.
Without a nature check, can I tell what way the wind's blowing, or would you like me to
I
roll
was just
a nature
gonna
check?
ask that.
It's pretty much consistently kind of moving along the river, just because it's kind of a big open area. You guys are heading downstream, or heading upstream rather. It's really kind of coming from in front of you, like
Okay.
further ahead of the river.
We're still about a day away from the city at this point, right? Because you said 2 days.
I mean, you're about 3 days away.
3 days. 3 days at this point.
3 days from the Oracle, yeah.
Okay.
From what Eco's told you.
Is this typical? Like,
You're asking Eco, assuming. She's going to kind of stop and really kind of like smell the wind. Kind of shake her head. I haven't been through this area in several months, so things change. But last time I was through here, there was nothing that I'm aware of that would be causing this.
Rixer is gonna stick his tongue out and see if like there's any weird taste in the wind.
No.
Okay.
There's no weird taste in the wind.
I don't know. Tastes fine.
I say we just continue with caution.
So yeah, you guys can cautiously row your boats, as the man says.
After, I don't know, let's say maybe an hour after, whenever we start noticing that smell, Rixer is going to kind of just look a little bit like closely at the riverbanks, like looking for like any people or something that might be hiding just at the edge of the river, like just, you know, past the riverbank. On each side, just kind of, he's been on, you know, enough trails with wagons and whatnot that he has to protect to know that you have to watch out for that kind of thing.
Sure. And it's fun that you tell me about an hour later, because that's how this was going to work out.
Great.
So, Rixer, in particular, because he's really focusing for it, through the foliage, you see a crude timber fortification. A walled compound with watchtowers and tents inside it, encircled by a ditch bristling with sharpened stakes. A large gatehouse faces the river, on the shore of which are 4 rowboats tied to a wooden post. Scattered around the fort are piles of charred human corpses and flayed animal carcasses swarming with flies.
How far away are we whenever we first notice this?
I mean, you're...
Especially with the boats, I guess, being on the river.
So like, let's say you're about middle of the river, right? So you would see it probably 150 or so feet before you would be right in front of it.
Okay. So Rixer will definitely point it out. There's a building and piles of bodies. I think that's the smell.
Yeah. Sorry.
And I think there's like it's like a castle. How I think a castle is, where it's got the thing around it and a bridge that you have to put down. I think it's one of those, but it's not water. So I don't know. But also there's boats on the bank up ahead. There's 4, so there's probably at least 4 people.
And as Rix was pointing this out, I mean, you guys can definitely make out the watchtowers because they tower over the trees. The trees, in fact, around it have been thinned out considerably, so you can see it kind of through the foliage pretty easily as you continue to get closer to it.
Do we see any smoke?
Yeah, there is definitely small amounts of smoke kind of wispily rising from inside of this walled structure.
But not from any of the piles of burned bodies?
Correct.
Okay. So it's not like they're still burning.
Yeah, like they're very obviously charred, but they're not lit currently, at least.
Gilly will see the smoke and say, "It's still active. Based on the smoke, are there any flags or anything flying from the watchtowers or the front of the fort or anything like that?"
So as you guys continue to get a little bit closer, you can see that this whole thing has been built up onto what's probably a man-made low hill or embankment. And there's a very distinct slope path that rises from the sandy beach, kind of up to the front gates that are made of a solid wood. And there's like a gatehouse there, and there's a flag post hanging straight up above the top of the gatehouse, which has got the same insignia flying that you saw at the last camp you were just at the House of the Crocodile.
Oh, so it's the
The Flaming Fist.
The Flaming Fist.
yeah.
They must have
Interesting.
got a new camp. The flag's the same as the last camp. Let's continue on and avoid that mess. And Gilly looks to Brielle. What do you think?
She looks deep in thought. She's considering things. Go ahead, Kyle.
No, for some reason she said that. I thought you were talking to Iku and I was going to start, but I
Oh.
apologize. Yeah, carry on.
She's just staring at it, thinking. She doesn't respond right away.
Okay.
So you guys are definitely getting to a point where you're almost like just straight out from this camp.
Can I make a perception check to look for any activity in
Do it.
those around?
Since Brielle's doing a perception check, maybe they wouldn't want their canoe or whatever one they're in to do this, but I think that Rixer would suggest having the other two start going over to the opposite side of the bank. Like, so we're not right in the middle, we're a little bit further away.
So Richter can call that out as
Yeah.
Brielle's really trying to focus in on watch.
I only got 13. I mean, it's not horrible, but
I mean, it's broad daylight. You can definitely see that there's at least one person in the watchtower closest to the riverbank.
okay.
And they definitely are like
Looking.
looking at you, kind of shielding their eyes from the sun a little bit. And kind of like, as you kind of continue, you can kind of see this person, like, they see you, 100%. Kind of like lean down over the edge of the watchtower, and you can kind of hear them, but not really, 13 especially, make out what they're saying,
Right.
but clearly calling down into the camp.
Brielle's gonna sign, and she's gonna tell Gilly that there is someone in the tower. We've been spotted, and they're calling to people inside. We probably should go, because if they're the Fist, they might not be very friendly.
We've been spotted. There's a guy in the watchtower. He's calling to others. I'd say we get to the closer to the other side of the bank and row quickly.
Sounds good. And how much faster can we row for, I guess, like a short period of time? Because I think you said like that we get exhausted if we tried to go for the whole day. Or
That's like doing our when we start the day out.
Mhm.
If we want to go faster, we deal with exhaustion, but we get there faster. But there's also the chance that we go the wrong way or something like
Right.
I
that.
mean, you guys, for a short period of time, I can let you, like, I don't know, double your speed for a combat
Right.
Okay.
I was gonna say make a check.
athletics,
Yeah.
athletics
Okay,
check.
sure.
At the risk of, if you do it for more than, I don't know, 10 minutes probably, you start risking exhaustion.
Okay. And that I would think that would be enough to hopefully get us far enough away.
So you guys can put the speed on. Ryan, you look like you're gonna say something.
I was. If we're trying to get away from them, which seems to be the general consensus, I would like to assist in covering our retreat.
Excellent. Do that.
How would you like to do that?
I'm going to, because like I have 120-foot reach on this,
Okay.
cast my 40-foot or 20-foot radius fog cloud, like right on the shore of the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Suggestion.
Yes. Wait, are you actually casting suggestion on me?
No.
I mean, you can just ask me. You don't need to resort to.
Can you make it so the fog cloud is between us and them and not
Yes.
around? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to navigate in the fog.
Yeah, so it
That
sounds
was
like
my-
you mean like it
That was the
being
point.
on
Is
the
to
bank.
get it between us.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you put it at our back / going up on where
Mhm.
they're at, yeah.
So you can. How high does that go?
It is a 20-foot radius, so 20 feet from my center point, which I guess since I can put it anywhere, try to get a majority of it above.
The water?
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. So 40 feet high, really. So, okay. So you are. I'm double checking the height on watchtowers. So you are really putting them at the level, if not a bit higher than the watchtower still. My thought was if that watchtower could just like see you.
See over it.
Yeah, that's why I wondered how high this
Oh, he
fell.
starts shooting arrows. I'm shooting back.
So you guys are basically saying, okay, hey, we gotta book it, and you start rolling faster, and
Wave a hand.
Ruvain is kind of waving his hands around, doing some mumbo and some jumbo, and producing this fog cloud effect. And gradually, you guys, really quickly, you guys lose sight of the camp, just because of the same reason they're losing sight of you.
That remains for an hour, by the way.
But just as the cloud is beginning to be, kind of come into being, like it's starting to kind of like slowly thicken up to the point where it's getting its effectiveness. The front gates of the camp fling open wide. Actually, they open in, but whatever. And you get a quick glimpse of a dwarf in full plate mail, and before you kind of lose sight of the scene. But you can hear a voice call out, "Travelers! Travelers, we need your assistance, please!
Hard pass. Nope.
We have," and you continue on, but you hear this voice, "We have many wounded! We are in need of medical help! We are in need of healers of all kinds!"
We're aware that these guys are a-holes, right?
They're a mercenary army.
But they've been a-holes to people from what Iko has told us, right?
Iku told you that, like, the Flaming Fist has basically come into Chult as essentially colonizers and are building outposts, trying to take over the jungle and claim it as their own.
Yep. Nope. Hard pass.
All right, yeah. With Brielle's alignment, she's just gonna let him die.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, Gilly is good, but
She's chaotic good, but if they're coming in and they're trying to push other people out, they're trying to take over territories, they're not good people.
Well, and it might just be a trap too.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking about rolling an insight on his voice, but
And I think
Iku,
sorry.
Brielle's not gonna, with the way they are, Brielle's not gonna care.
I think Iku has also mentioned that they've like taken travelers and taken their things for their own personal gain and like left travelers with nothing.
Yeah, essentially she told you, on like the second time you met with her or something, that they require adventurers to get I think it's called I have to look at my notes now because that's forever ago, but
Right.
a charter of exploration essentially, saying that you have to basically pay to get this charter, and then saying that you're going to turn over half of anything you find to them.
Yeah, no.
Right. No, hard pass.
So you get further and further out of earshot, and you can hear this guy's voice the whole time is, "Please, please, we need your help. We're short on supplies. My name is Ord Firebeard. I swear to you that we just need help." Iku's really uncomfortable here.
I'm like looking at like this is the general consensus just to leave. I mean, I'm new to Chult, so
Iku, couldn't this be a trap?
Iku will shrug and say to you that the Flaming Fists do not have a positive reputation with many of the native Chultans. They have done some very, very hostile and negative things. At the end of the day, though, if there are just people in need of help, and if we're in a position to save any lives, this is a very morally ambiguous situation.
But if they needed help and they were short on supplies, why would they waste all of those animals, all of the meat like they have just sitting around? And why did they burn people?
Iku again will shrug and say, it's been months since I have been through this part of the jungle, and this camp was not here then. It is very new. I do not know. I have spoken before to you of the motives of the Flaming Fist. Yes, Sam.
Thank you. Sam is just thinking about Gilly, as Gilly has a wisdom modifier of 3 and proficient in medicine. Burning bodies means like communicable diseases sometimes. So, okay. We could be in potential danger. They may have been burning bodies because of diseases that were passed from person to person. I don't know if it's safe to go in the camp and risk
Right.
our livelihood.
Because, yeah, whenever the farmers died, we burned them, but it was just one at a time, and they were on like a thing of logs. So I don't think that it would just be that they died. There's something wrong. Because that would be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Iku kind of nods into this conversation. Your logic is sound, Gilly. That is a very strong possibility. If we had more information, but it may be not wise to go investigate further.
No, I don't think so.
I probably should have mentioned it first, but by the way, I had Richter be able to say that word because he does have a decent wisdom. It's 15.
Cool. I'm with it.
As they're talking, and he's still shouting, right? I'm gonna make that insight.
Yeah, and it is, the volume is decreasing as you guys are getting further and further. And it sounds almost like he is shouting himself hoarse. Like he knows that you guys cast a spell. He can probably,
That's a 20.
yeah, like this guy knows you guys cast a spell. Like whoever probably saw your wizard cast it. These aren't idiots.
Yeah.
He sounds desperate. He sounds like he's in need.
Braille's gonna quiet. She might have gone back if it wasn't for Gilly talking about the disease.
Yeah, no, that's like a really good point. That's not anything that I thought of until you said it.
Yeah, because if we go in there to help and then we all end up catching it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's behind those doors.
Bullshit.
Continue.
It
That's
doesn't
my vote.
set well with me.
Well, do you say anything to the party, Brian? Does Ruvain like protest?
Ryan's kind of thinking of a point to make. Have you ever met a typical orc?
Brielle raises her hand.
So you know.
Kyle knows.
I've heard stories.
No, I haven't.
So you know how they could be.
No.
Looking right at Brielle.
Yeah, she knows.
Brielle,
friend.
when you say that, Brielle literally points to the scar on her throat.
Would you say your friend Rixer is a typical orc?
No.
No.
She shakes her head no.
That leads me to believe that she was not raised by typical orc culture. That means someone at some time took pity and mercy on him.
Yeah, the farmers did. They said they found me.
They found you. They didn't abandon you in your time of need.
Well, I mean, I was just useful. So I helped on the farm, so that's why. And Rickster's definitely like pretty sad.
Gilly doesn't like this ethical conundrum that we've got ourselves into. Like at all. If we wanted to go help them, I would want more information first before we moved forward. I don't think we should shore up. I think we should remain at least half a river length, half of the rivers.
Maybe have Mr. Firebeard come out on his own.
I don't even want him to come in the. Nope. He can stay on the shore and he can yell at me what's going on.
Well, yeah.
What if we just like send them, what is it called, like a care package to help? So we like are further away and we just put it down the river and they can catch it. Like
Real-
when they send logs down the
Brielle's
river.
gonna say we have a lot of things, but a lot of supplies is a different story. Oh, my pencil just fell on the floor.
Yeah, and we kind of need those.
It was just an idea.
Yeah, no, I like it.
She's gonna ask Iku, if we'll be able to resupply up when we get to Orolunga?
You're asking if you can resupply when you get to.
Yeah, like buy more rations, and I was gonna say Russians. We can buy more
I mean,
rations
this might be helpful in this situation, right?
and any supplies that we may need.
Oh geez, yeah, you're going to Orolunga. I've been looking at Mbala, which is a whole other place.
Oh no. See who got us
Yeah,
lost.
no, you're not. It's,
We're still going the right way.
you're still 100% going the right way. Mbala is a place you
Taking
pass.
that left turn at Albuquerque.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna pass Mbala before you get to Orolunga.
Oh, okay.
What has Iku told us about that place?
Yeah, you don't remember this. Cool. So she would tell you, especially if you ask, that Umbala used to be a fairly good-sized village. Very long time ago, and it sits upon a very high plateau, which kind of kept it relatively safe from invading dangers. What you could see very, very far before they got up to you. And there's a long switchback staircase. But currently, there is a single. She would say there is a single ancient crone who lives there, whom I suspect may be a hag.
That's not
the
very
oracle?
nice.
The oracle.
Sometimes an old woman in the jungle can just be.
Indeed, Ruvain. But this one, I suspect, ate the village and now lives there alone amongst its the decaying wreckage.
That doesn't sound like a good option either.
I try to avoid her, but she is a curse, a pox upon this jungle. It would be no matter to simply go around her plateau, and I feel like we would not take her. She would not notice us. But our final destination for the moment is the Oracle at Orolunga, and that would not be a place to resupply. There is no city there. It is a pyramid of sorts, and the Oracle rests at its apex.
Oh, how does she get food and water?
I have never asked, but my assumption is that she may be beyond such physical needs.
What?
I don't think she needs to eat.
Why? Why would you not eat? Right, Gilly? It's yummy.
I do enjoy food. I can't imagine a life where I don't eat.
Brielle will point out to Gilly that there are some people, druids specifically, that become so powerful that they live forever and don't need to eat or drink.
That sounds horrible.
So there's a possibility she could be something like that.
Brielle says the druids can get powerful enough to where they live forever and don't have to eat and drink. Why would you live forever and not eat and drink?
That's
You
dumb.
could try so many foods.
Some achieve a higher purpose with their life than just the satisfaction of the physical needs.
That's fair. I'm good with my physical needs.
Just as Bria will say that it's a rare thing.
Mm.
EQ will shrug.
Because Bria knows nothing. Well, she knows rumors and stuff.
So, folks, here's where we are. We're facing a conundrum. Should we stay or should we go now? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's something we're going to need to ponder. As we are, I'm going to assume you guys have moved an easy 100 or so feet further down the river, if not more, as you're kind of having this debate amongst your three canoes.
I just imagine the three canoes are like talking to each other.
In a sense. So I think next week we're going to have to decide whether you will return to possibly help this group of individuals, or if you will continue on your merry way. Sam.
Oh, yes. Hey y'all, that's all for tonight. Thanks for listening. If you want to get to know us better, you can always find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Monday Night TPK. Feel free to look up Monday Night TPK at Above the Table Games on YouTube. Eventually, we'll have more than just Monday Night TPK there. Don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. It really helps us out and gets the word out on our awesome adventures. So help us out there. Thanks for listening, and we'll always save a seat at the table for you.
You shouldn't ever eat breakfast with no pants on.
Right? You might drop some hot bacon on you.